go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing? East, West, North, South, worldwide, and welcome to the All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns pregame show. Today, on this Sunday in September, I don't even know the date. I'm up here. I'm tripping. On this September 28th, 2025, here as the Cleveland Browns will be taking on the Detroit, that's the wrong one. The Detroit Lions. The Cleveland Browns are 1-2, going up against the Lions, who are 2-1. And I won't be with y'all too long, when your face is too long and everything, because I got some stuff to do and all that and everything. That's why I came on earlier. The plan was really to come on at 11 o'clock, but that didn't work out. As you see, I don't even have a Cleveland Browns shirt on or nothing like that. So I'm really discombobulated this morning and stuff like that. But the Cleveland Browns are 1-2. They go up against the Lions. They're 2-1 and everything. The Browns are a 9.5 point underdog, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I may be. I'm kind of out of it this morning. They face an incredible task today against Detroit and stuff like that. But first, let me get to a few things here. Number one, the chat lines are open. Feel free to hit a brother up. The chat lines are open. Feel free to hit a brother up. The chat lines are open. Also, shoot, I'm just all out of it today. I'm just all out of sorts today. Forgive me, everyone. Oh man, I'm really tripping now. Like I said, the chat lines are open. Feel free to hit me up. This show comes on every Sunday. Now next week when they play Minnesota, the pregame show will probably be coming on Saturday evening. A little later, Saturday evening. It'll probably be coming on Saturday evening because I'm not going to be up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to be up at 8 o'clock. I struggled getting up today and everything, and I had all intentions of getting up at 9:30 in the morning to get prepared for the show because I had a few things to do for us for quick picks. But next week, I will be going on at a time Saturday evening. I'll let y'all know probably Thursday when I do the All About Sports 216, the show and everything. So let's get to a few things far as for the Browns, far as the keys to the game, stuff like that. But first off, for the Browns keys to the game, they'll be brought to you by my sponsor. And let me read the live read real quick. Anointed Angel Apparel, where faith, family, and fashion come together. From stylish t-shirts and cozy sweatshirts to dazzling bling rhinestone shirts that shine with purpose, we design every piece with God at the center. But we don't just stop there. Discover personalized tumblers, beautiful photo slates, custom engraving, and even UV 3D textured home decor items that make your house a home. In every design, Anointed Angel Apparel carries a message of hope, faith, and love. Because we're more than a brand. We're a family business devoted to lifting up the name of Jesus. Shop with us today and wear your faith boldly. Anointed Angel Apparel, where your testimony becomes your style. Email anointedangel.apparel.com for a custom consultation. There you go. Anointed Angel Apparel. I'm back. And oh man, this is all bad. This is all bad today. Let me turn a few things down. And this ain't even where I wanted it and everything. There we go. This ain't even where I wanted it. This is not good today. Oops. Okay. This is not good. Anyway, far as for the Browns and everything, I'm gonna give you a couple things far as the Cleveland Browns keys to the game, and I'm gonna start defensively with the Cleveland Browns keys to the game. Try to stop Detroit's two-headed monster running game. That will be crucial because Detroit runs it often and all the time. With both running backs in Detroit that are both healthy today, and David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, they are a very formidable combo, and it will be very important for the Browns, especially at front line. The front line and the linebackers to try to control Detroit's run game. It would be very crucial. If the Browns can do that, I guarantee you they'll be in it at the end. Also, the Browns have to put pressure on Jared Goff. So far, they've been putting pressure on every quarterback that they've played this year. But they definitely have to put pressure on Jared Goff. When Detroit played Green Bay neutralized Detroit's running game, and they put pressure on Jared Goff all day and made Detroit's offense look mid. Now, since game one, Detroit's offense has been a different monster since game one. Number 3, communication in the defensive backfield is crucial, especially with Detroit's receivers, because you don't have just one that can beat you. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown, of course. But then you also have Jameson Williams, who's pretty nice. And you also have tight end Sam Laporta, who does a lot of damage as well and everything. So whoever the nickelback is and one of the linebackers, they have to keep communication so that Detroit doesn't make no big plays in the passing game. You definitely have to keep communication. That would be huge, crucial, and really basically the key to the game. Number 4, no mental lapses. Nee said no countless offside penalties and stuff like that, because the Detroit Lions offense doesn't need our help. Trust me, they do not need our help. No mental lapses at all, none. And then 5, last but not saying, get some turnovers. Get opportunistic, get some turnovers, Cleveland Browns. It would do you good. You got a crucial turnover last week against Green Bay, which turned the whole game around, which became a different ball game after that interception by Grant Delpit last week. It became a whole different ball game. So Cleveland Browns get some turnovers. And if the Browns can do all those things that I mentioned above, they will be in it late. Now, I can't say whether they're going to win, but the Browns will be in it late. And like you seen last week against Green Bay, almost anything can happen. Anything can happen late if you're still in the game. Now, let's go to the offensive keys to the game. You have to get the run game going. Quinshon Judkins, he looked good last week, especially late in the fourth quarter. He was key instrumental in the drive that led to the Browns' first field goal last week against the Green Bay Packers. They got to get the run game going, and they have to get the vertical downfield passing game going too. Like I said on Thursday, Joe Flacco has become check down Charlie. And you know who Joe Flacco is playing like this year? He's playing like Deshaun Watson last year. Continuous checkdowns. If Joe Flacco's going to be out there, I need him to do what he does best. Go deep, stretch the field, test the Detroit backfield, defensive backfield. They're not the greatest at all. Now, their front seven, Detroit's front seven's pretty formidable and everything. With Aiden Hutchinson, you got Jack Campbell, a linebacker, and they got another guy that was in the Baltimore Ravens defensive backfield all day on Monday night. What is the guy's name? Defense. Alquatin Muhammad. He was in the Baltimore Ravens backfield all day. But Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Brian Branch at safety, Aiden Hutchinson, they're decent, but they're not better than Green Bay's defense. So I expect the Browns to test the Lions downfield. 3, try to cut down the mental mistakes. No pre-snap penalties. Hopefully no drop passes. Hopefully lining up, getting the offense ready to go. No pre-snap penalties, stuff like that. No mental mistakes. Because trust and believe, this Detroit team doesn't need our help at all. Number 4, which I've been saying for the longest, for the last 2.5 years, no damn turnovers. To beat this team and stay in the game with this team late so you can get a possible victory, you cannot turn the ball over by no means. Because if the Browns start turning the ball over, everything gonna go left real quick against this team in Detroit. No damn turnovers. 5, the receivers need to catch the ball, which I'm gonna lead to something else. Jared Jeudy needs to get more targets. Just 2 targets last week, that's ridiculous. He needs to get more targets. Jared Jeudy needs to get more targets and everything. I mean, for real. Because you got to stretch the field. Because if not, Detroit is going to do like Baltimore did. They're going to do like Green Bay did. Crowd you in and everything. And they'll give up the little 6-yard out to your tight end. They'll give that up. But the receivers need to stretch the field. Joe Flacco needs to stretch the field. The receivers need to catch the ball. And they got to challenge that Detroit defense, especially their secondary. They got to challenge the secondary. Because if you can't challenge the secondary, I mean, I don't know what to say. Won't be nothing, period. As far as I'm concerned, it won't be nothing, period, at all. But the Browns have definitely got to challenge the secondary and everything. Like I said, if the Browns don't turn the ball over and the defense does as they've been doing the last first 3 weeks of the season, they will be in it at the end. And in that case, anything can happen. Almost anything can happen. Anything can happen. I had a thing which I started doing the show and everything, which is the players' ball, as far as for the Browns. I don't know why I didn't even upload this up on the thing. I'm tripping today. I got up late. It's been one of those days and everything. But I got a thing here for the pregame called the Players Ball. Last week in week 3, these Browns players balled out. AllAboutSports216 Players Ball week 3. During the Browns win, I'll have the Players Ball. coming up for the previous week that the Browns won on. And the guys in the players' ball was Quinshawn Judkins. Myles Garrett, he'll probably be all along. I'll probably just have him cemented there. Myles Garrett. Carson Schwarzenegger. Malik Collins. Dude created havoc all last week for Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers offensive line. Grant Delpit, who had the big interception and had the presence of mind to return the interception down to the Green Bay 4-yard line, which led to the Browns' touchdown by Quinshawn Judkins, and kicker Andrew Schmidt, who hit all of his kicks, including the game-winning 55-yard field goal for the Browns to get their first victory and everything. Those were the All About Sports 216 Players Ball for Week 3 for the Cleveland Browns. Hopefully, I'll be able to do a Players Ball this coming. I don't do a Players Ball when the Browns lose. Trust and believe. I don't do a Players Ball when the Browns lose. And also, let's look at the... No, that's not it. That's the wrong one. Okay, the Cleveland Browns rookie class of 2025 who balled out last Sunday. Mason Graham. He was doing his thing at defensive tackle and everything. Because a lot of stuff Mason Graham, you won't look at in stats. But overall, you have to really watch the all 22 and everything to see how his presence was felt. But his presence was definitely felt on that defensive line against Green Bay last week. Isaiah Bond, I want to see more. Dude was wide open all last week against Green Bay, and too bad that Joe Flacco couldn't get it to him, especially on the check down on the flea flicker. Carson Schwarzenegger had team high 10 tackles and a sack. He was balling out. Quinshawn Judkins was doing his thing. Harold Fannin been consistent. He had 3 catches last week. Been very consistent. Kicker Andrew Schmidt, like I said, made the game-winning field goal in the Browns' victory against the Green Bay Packers. And that is the rookie class who balled last week. Rookie class who balled last week. I'm just all over the place. It's who balled last week. Now, real quick, I'm going to go to my quick picks. But first, let me do one more thing and everything. One more thing. I got to give shout and props to the Ohio State University, who, let me see, hold up, let me get this here. I had this all before and everything. Be patient with me, everybody. Be patient with me. Just a process. I'm all over the place today and everything, because I got company coming over and stuff like that and everything. And I got to get prepared for that. And right now, I've just been all over the place. Period. All over the place. Forgive me. Just forgive me and everything. Like I said, I wasn't going to be in y'all way too long today for the pregame. Now, the postgame, I don't know what time that's coming on. It might come on at 5. It might come on at 6. Who knows? But I'd like to give shout out to the Ohio State University as they defeated the Washington Huskies. They went cross country to do it and went up in Washington and defeated the Huskies 24-6. Very methodical, but Ohio State got the job done. They got the job done. The Buckeyes are now 4-0 on the season. And I don't even know who they play next week. That's why I said I've been all over the place today. Forgive me. I don't even know who they play next week. But the defense was the MVP for that game against that high-powered Washington offense. They limited it to about 240, 50 total yards, which is more than half of what Washington had been averaging on the season thus far. Granted, Washington ain't really played nobody in the first 3 games, but that's a huge accomplishment and everything. But Ohio State was very methodical, but they got the job done. Shout out to the Buckeyes and everything. Shout out to the Ohio State Buckeyes, 4-0. Now, I'm going to go to the section of the show today, which will be the quick picks. Like I said, I wasn't going to do too much of your time. The quick picks, let's look at my record. I'm all jacked up. Last week I was 3-4. Overall, I'm 10-10 because I did predict that Seattle would beat Arizona. I said they'll beat them by 3. But last week I was 3-4. This week I'm overall I'm 10-10. 10-10. I'm getting distracted now. I'm just. Day has not been a good day. That's all I gotta say. Today has not been one of those days. Hopefully it all gets better. Get myself together and everything. But so far, 3-4, 10-10. I got a few games I'm gonna predict on. Let's see what we got. First off, in Tampa Bay, we got the Philadelphia Eagles going down to Tampa Bay to try to exorcise past demons that the Philadelphia Eagles have had against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Philadelphia going in 3-0. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are undefeated at 3-0. My pick for this game is I probably would have went with Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay got a lot of injuries on the offensive line. And Mike Evans is going to be out, even though Emeka Egbuka is a beast. But I got Philadelphia pulling this one out. And it's going to be close. I got them pulling it out 24-21. I got the Philadelphia Eagles pulling this out 24-21. Then on also later on this afternoon, I got the Baltimore Ravens traveling down to Kansas City. Both teams are 1-2 to take on the Chiefs. Now, who can least afford to go 1-3? Who can least afford to go 1-3? I would say Baltimore. And mainly for Baltimore's psyche against Kansas City because they necessarily haven't gotten it done against the Chiefs in recent years. Remember a couple years ago, Baltimore had home field advantage and you would have thought the Ravens would have ran on through to the Super Bowl. But not against Kansas City. Kansas City beat the Ravens at home. Last year, Isaiah Likely's toe was a little too big. His foot was a little too big, and Baltimore lost that game against the Chiefs. Today, I'm going to predict that because Kansas City's offense is pedestrian, but Baltimore Ravens defense hasn't exactly thrilled nobody. But today, I predict that Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens break through against the Kansas City Chiefs and beats the Chiefs 27-24. It'll be close, but I predict that they'll beat the Chiefs 27-24. Then on Monday night, the Cincinnati Bengals, with no Joe Burrow, travel to Denver to take on the struggling Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos, which is an interesting game. Cincinnati's 2-1. Denver is, what is Denver's record? 1-2. And like I said this year, I said Bo Nix and them wasn't going to sneak up on nobody this year. And I still think so because I had the LA Chargers being that dark horse team to come out of the AFC West. Well, be that dark horse team on track to be a possible Super Bowl contender. Everybody had Denver and everything, even though it's early. And Sean Payton's teams usually struggle in September. But this week, I think Denver remedies those struggles against the Cincinnati defense, and they wreak havoc on quarterback Jake Browning and the Cincinnati offense. And I have Denver defeating the Bengals 27-17. I have Denver defeating the Bengals 27-17, which leads me to this game, the game we're all interested in. The Cleveland Browns, 1-2, take on the Detroit Lions at 2-1. Cleveland Browns last week defeated Green Bay. Last minute heroics. Came back, scored 13 unanswered points in the last 4 minutes of the game in the fourth quarter last Sunday, defeated Green Bay. Detroit went to Baltimore on Monday night and defeated the Ravens. Offense was dominant against the Baltimore Ravens defense, and their defensive front line was in Baltimore's backfield all day, where they had 7 sacks against the Ravens. Now, who do I have winning this game? I will say this. I'll say this. If the Browns' defensive front can maintain status quo as they've done against Green Bay, even when they did against Baltimore before it got out of hand due to Browns' offensive turnovers and special teams gaffes, if the Browns can play complementary football on defense, limit the running game, pressure Jared Goff, special teams, make your kicks, don't allow no punt blocks, don't allow no huge returns, punt returns or kick returns. And if the offense can play competent football, not turning the ball over, and the receivers catch the ball, whatnot, and they can maintain a running game and keep that Detroit offense off the field, I would guarantee y'all that the Browns will be in it. But, unfortunately, and I hope I'm wrong when I say this as far as the game period, I have the Detroit Lions winning this game 27-14. I have Detroit winning 27. No, I have them winning 27-17. I'll give Detroit 27-17. The Lions go to 3-1. The Browns go to 1-3 before they have to go off to England and face the Minnesota Vikings. But I have Detroit pulling this one off 27-17. But I think it will be competitive because so far the Browns defense has held status quo this year. Now, whether the offense can get their act together, that remains to be seen. But I have Detroit winning 27-17. And that rounds it up. Be sure to check for me. I don't know when the post-game show is going to come on and not. To be honest, it might be 5 this evening. It might be 6. Also, it's a lot of sports coming on TV today. Also, shout out to the Cleveland Guardians for clinching a playoff berth last night against the Texas Rangers. Did it by getting hit by a pitch. Ain't that something? CJ Kafis, way to sacrifice yourself for the Guardians. You are a true Guardian. But, shout out to the Guardians. The Guardians can do more. If they want to win the division, all they got to do is win today. The Texas game with the Guardians is at 3 o'clock. If they win today, they will be the AL Central champs. If they win today. Also, if you like women's basketball, check out the WNBA semifinals. You have the Las Vegas Aces trying to close the Indiana Fever out. They lead 2-1 in that series. And you have the Phoenix Mercury at home trying to close the Minnesota Lynx out. And the Minnesota Lynx will be without star forward Nafisa Collier due to a bad ankle injury. So that's going to be an uphill battle for the Minnesota Lynx. But we'll see. That's why they play the games. So for the All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns pregame show, everybody enjoy the football game. Hopefully the Browns come out on top. If not, I'll be on win or lose. Anyway, win or lose, any way, shape, or go. It might be a little later than scheduled and everything because I'm supposed to have people here at the house and whatnot and take too much of your time because only for half an hour. But everybody enjoy the Browns game. Have a good day, everybody. And I'll see you later. Peace out.
Go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down. We reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy. Dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game. This is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense. Special team running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
From the first moment you heard me, you wasn't really feeling the sounds of this nigga Charlie V. But now I'm rolling with these block stars, whipping in these hot cars. All you motherfuckers loving me. With this iced out neck piece, wrist don't gleam. These hoes wanna be down on my team. But can you please keep your distance? This is on some real shit. Motherfuckers just keep hating me.
Back in the days when a nigga used to flash his bus pass, but now a nigga bought the 550 S-Class, kitted and chromed out, sitting 22 R's. Look at me now, I'm a rap star, always knew that I make it this far. Still the same cat, just more fortune and fame. Charlie Vegas be the alias of sport in this game. Yeah, you heard of me before, don't act like I'm brand new. Smiling face ass niggas over the years I peeped you. Now you give a brother props and support. Nigga, what? Thinking you gon' get my bucks? Yo, I think you best to know. While you at it, take that gold digging section 8, low self-esteem.